Good morning, guys. Good evening, and a good afternoon to all viewers around the world. You're welcome to this channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality, and I talk about personal and self-development. And if any of that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us. Give us a like, share this video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back. And I thank you for your love and support. No. After next week, he wants to take me for a boat ride. So, how do you know that a narcissist is preparing you for a discard? Now, for the most of you guys who don't know, the narcissist has a moment when they start to plan. I would say planning, or sometimes they start to construct the discard. So they want that relationship to end. They want it to end, okay? For some reason they are bored, or for some reason they have found somebody they think is better than you. Sometimes you guys have had the issue where we talk about the new supply. You know, for some reason they want to get away. So normally, for a person who doesn't know these individuals, it will be very difficult, okay? So you may struggle to understand what they are actually doing, because a lot of times they are going to change. Their actions are going to change, behavior is going to change, personality is going to change. Everything about them is going to turn 180 degrees. And they're going to turn from north and they're going to face south in a very short period of time. Now, if you're a person who doesn't know who is a narcissist, these individuals, they get bored very quickly, okay? So they get bored very quickly, and they start to scheme the exit from the relationship very quickly as well. So they start to exit this, and normally they do it privately. Normally what happens is that when they get bored of you, everything about you is going to start to become irritating, okay? Everything, ladies and gentlemen, there is nothing you will do and you will think that those individuals, it will be enough for them. At that moment, you are going to go through something what they call a devaluation. It's going to be very, very massive. I can promise you this, ladies and gentlemen. So they are going to devalue you. How do they devalue you? Most of the times you will see they will be complaining about the slightest little, the tiniest things, the slightest things, the smallest things. They may complain about, oh, back in the days, you used to make me very nice dinner. Now all of a sudden, you're cooking this food. It doesn't have taste. Sometimes they're even avoiding to eat that food. They don't even want to eat that food at home. Or sometimes they could be eating the food from the neighbors. You're going to start to see a lot of these things whereby they're going to start devaluing each and everything that you do. Okay? So those are the moments when you know anything, ladies and gentlemen. If you're a woman out there, you're trying to satisfy, your husband. If you're a man, you're trying to satisfy this woman, your wife. They are going to complain. The food that you're cooking at home is not good. The way you make the bed isn't good. Before you used to do it very nice, but I don't know what is wrong with you today. I told you to cook the food like this, you cook it like that. The kind of dresses the clothes you're choosing to wear, they're inappropriate. Everything you do, ladies and gentlemen, is not adding up. And sometimes it can make you feel like you're doing anything wrong, okay? So they want you psychologically to feel that you're doing everything wrong. And they want you to get bored, and they want you to get very tired. To an extent whereby they want you to get bored, to an extent whereby you can actually discard yourself out of this situationship. So normally what really happens is that, like I remember in my case, I used to have when I was going through the devaluation stage. So there was a time where I reached my breaking point. I was like, okay, so this thing has been going on for a couple of weeks. I do not understand how I need to fix this. What do I need to do better? Because I was thinking that I was doing my best, but actually my best was not enough. And I was over and over again trying to think of so many ways that I could do things better. And believe me, ladies and gentlemen, there was nothing that I could fix anything. Everything that I would do was not enough. So at the end of the day, I got very tired. I got very frustrated. And actually at the end of the day, fortunately for me, in that time, during the development stage, that's when I received my awakening. That's when I found out what I was really dealing with. And that's when I actually got the guts to extract and remove myself from that situationship, because it was very draining. It was very tiring. It was very frustrating. And I had to remove myself from that entanglement. So most of the times what really happens during this development stage, you have got to know that the narcissist is actually already usually seeing somebody else. So they have got somebody. Sometimes it's like their own little secret. They have already made somebody else, okay, on the side. So they already have like a new supply. But what is really happening, they do not have a way of telling it to you straight in the face. Sometimes they could do it, okay? There could be some narcissists who could actually come straight in your face and they will tell you they have found somebody else. You need to pack your bags. You need to leave. You cannot beg. You cannot plead. You cannot try to overturn the situation. You cannot do nothing. You just have to leave. And most of the time, that kind of discard as well is very, very painful. So when a narcissist starts discarding you, starts devaluing you, is actually a preparation, because they are trying to get rid of you, because they are trying to make you tired and frustrated in that relationship, so that now you can actually be able to discard yourself out of that entanglement, okay? So most of the times when you see those things, those are the red flags you get. You have to know a discard is imminent. You are seeing devaluation. You are seeing a lot of times so many fights are going on. Anything you do is not valid. You are having a lot of intensive arguments and fights in that entanglement. It's like you want almost to kill each other. That is because those individuals, they have found somebody new on the side. It could have happened like 3 months ago, maybe 6 months ago. They could even have been having this person for 2 years. They could have been cheating on you for a very long time. And they want to bring in that person now to take a position in that relationship. I could talk about make that person the grade A supply, because you have been the grade A and they have been having a grade B supply on the side. But now they are trying to take that grade B supply and bring that person to become a grade A supply in that relationship. So that's when now you start to see them. They are starting to get irritated. They started to fight with you. They started to argue with you. All the time you guys seem like you cannot have any peace at home. Every single night, every single day, there's an argument, there's a fight, there's a devaluation, there is torture, there is abuse, there is lies, there is manipulation, there is gaslighting, there is everything you can describe abuse. Anything that you can use to describe abuse. So that's when you know that most of the times you have reached that point. I could call it, because the devaluation is like the breaking point of those relationships. Because you see, these things move in a cycle. Love bomb, trauma bond, and then of course the abuse will kick in, and then at the end, somewhere towards the end, there will be cheating, and then after the cheating there's going to be a devaluation. Now the devaluation is a setup for you to get rid of you. Either you rid yourself out of that relationship, or actually they get rid of you by force. In my own case, I was told to pack my bags and leave. It was made very clear after the devaluation stage that there was somebody else, and they had nothing to do with me. So in that time they were asking me to leave. So guys, do not worry. You may see me sweating. Is because the temperature here is very, very hot. There's no sun at the moment, but actually it's very warm. So like I've said, you will know that the devaluation is imminent if you've been dealing with a very toxic individual. That toxic individual actually is planning to get rid of you by force. Whether it's going to be by force, whether it's going to be peaceful, it does not matter for them. They are planning to get rid of you, and they have got to do this ASAP, because it is very, very dangerous for them. Sometimes it could be a situation whereby they have got a new supply on the side and they believe you're actually taking up somebody's space. And sometimes the longer you stay is the more scared they get, because they think they're losing out on this other secret supply that they're hiding on the sides. So that is one of the signs. You will see a lot of those things happening towards those end of those relationships, whereby a lot of chaos is happening, drama is happening, the lies. Sometimes you see them, they're not sleeping at home. Or sometimes if you guys are sharing a bed, you're sleeping together, you may see them sometimes they are actually, they are sleeping in a separate bedroom, for example. They want you to get tired, they want you to get exhausted, they want you to get frustrated, they want you to become as uncomfortable as you can get. Because it is only through that uncomfort that they are going to now be able to send you out officially of that relationship. Now they can be able to bring in that new supply, the other person that they've been hiding on the side, to come in now and take your place. Now, if you're an empath, of course, I know the feeling, I've been there, okay? If you're an empath who's going through that process, and guys, let me tell you something. When you hear me talking about these things, at this point, I can stand on my feet and I can talk about these things freely, and I mean I can talk about them without having to be triggered, okay? Because like I've told you, I've done the healing work. It has been a very long journey, ladies and gentlemen. We are now reaching 4 years into this healing journey. Actually, as I'm talking now, I'm also on a healing vacation. So you have to know that all these things, they come to the end. Knowledge is power. The more education you get, the more you educate yourself, is the more wisdom you get. The more wisdom you get is the more free you become, because now you are able to extract yourself out of very horrible situationships with this kind of very toxic individuals. The discard is imminent. The narcissist is preparing actually to get rid of you, whether it is going to happen by force or whether you're actually going to voluntarily step out of that entanglement, because it has become extremely toxic to bear. I can guarantee you as well, ladies and gentlemen, that last moment is a very painful process. It's very difficult. You cannot process it in your head. It is extremely disturbing, and it's extremely irritating, and it's extremely exhausting. So let me know what you think about this video. If you have experienced that moment whereby you have been discarded, or you have seen that moment whereby that person has been preparing to discard you, they have been preparing to get rid of you, and you have seen some of these things I've talked about, let us know about them in the comment section below. And until then, you guys know, I do love and appreciate your support. You can book a session with me if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desamo signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.